Hey everybody, this is Casey with Aligned Astrology, and today I'm here to talk to you about the full moon in Sagittarius. It's important to note that when we have a full moon, it always has a ruler. So Jupiter is the ruler of this full moon in Sagittarius. And Jupiter has just ingressed into the sign of Cancer. Jupiter in Cancer is considered to be in its exaltation place. So it's a beautiful thing for us this next year to experience Jupiter in this house of Cancer, this nurturing, supportive, family oriented sign. So, Jupiter here, the planet of opulence, of abundance, and order, is affecting us each differently in our own particular charts in different ways according to where our planets land in our rising sign. So, tonight I invite you to listen to your rising sign. The reason I say listen to your rising sign is because the rising sign determines where all of the other planets land in the chart. Now, if you like to listen to your sun sign, go right ahead. If it doesn't resonate, that's because it may not be in your first house. The only way it would land particularly in order with your own natal chart is if you do have your sun in your first house, the same sign as your rising sign. And with all that being said, we're going to pull the chart up now. We can go ahead and begin with Aries risings this evening. I think it's funny to share that this is my third attempt in recording this video. I'm using wireless microphones and they keep dying or I didn't connect it. So now I had to plug in to make sure that this doesn't happen again. So we're going to adjust the chart so we can start with Aries rising. Now, noticing Aries risings will experience this full moon in Sagittarius in the ninth house. And having the full moon in the ninth house is correlated with our higher learning, it's correlated with long distance travel. But in this case, I want to speak to the ideal of higher learning, like religion, astrology, or the initiative drive to learn something more, to move forward in our life based off the wisdom we choose to gain. Jupiter, the ruler of this full moon in Sagittarius, is in our fourth house of home, family, foundation. It can be correlated with our family that we're connecting with. It can also be correlated with the place of occult knowledge, a place where we learn things that aren't so common to the natural world. Having Jupiter in this sign of Cancer in the fourth house can be us connecting deeper with our family, learning to be more nurturing and supportive in a way that we may not be too well oriented with. But having Jupiter exalted in this place is opening the doors to give us an opportunity to learn. It's important to note that we have Saturn and Neptune moving through the first house right now, which can be correlated with our identity and our expression. It's in a superior square to that Jupiter in the fourth. So it's an opportunity for us to slow down as Aries rise and take a moment to see where we need to put our attention to find order in our home and connect with our family in a different way. It's also important to notice that Jupiter rules the 12th house of our subconscious mind, the things we don't necessarily see about ourselves. And this can give us the opportunity to notice how to find it through connection with our family, the things that we didn't necessarily see about ourselves that can benefit us in a different way, that can help us to find a new ideal to follow, a new opportunity to gain wisdom and support and serve the people around us. There may be something that we need to be letting go of in this realm as well. So take these things into consideration if you're an Aries rising. For Taurus risings, you're experiencing this full moon in the sign of Sagittarius in eighth house. The eighth house can be correlated with karma, like the beginning or ending of a cycle. Can also be correlated with the esteem of others, usually correlated with the esteem of our partner, how our partner sees us. Jupiter moving through our third house, our day-to-day experiences are changing. Having Jupiter in exaltation in our third house in the day-to-day experience, it can show that a lot of good things can be coming our way, a lot of good supportive and nurturing connections, neighbors, brothers and sisters, our siblings, you know. It can be correlated with our short distance travels. It's an opportunity for a lot of nurturing support to come into our day-to-day activities that can then aid us and benefit us in learning how to be more supportive and nurturing through and to our communities. Jupiter ruling the sign of Pisces in the 11th house of community and good fortune can show that a community can be a supportive, nurturing space for us to delve into and begin to share and receive. So notice if you're a Taurus rising, how this is going to show up for you in your day through a community and in your relationships. As a Gemini rising, you are going to experience this full moon in Sagittarius in the 7th house, one-on-one relationships. As we think about full moons as culmination points, it can be the time of an ending. So it's important to notice as Gemini rising, relationships that you're in may be changing, whether it be a business relationship, you could be changing bosses, or intimate relationship, your relationship could be changing in some way, it could be ending or it could be just transforming. It's important to notice that we have Jupiter, the ruler of this full moon, in the 2nd house in Cancer. Now, having exalted Jupiter in the 2nd house can show that a lot of money can be coming in. It's correlated with the 2nd house is correlated with your finances, your skills, your talents and abilities. And it can also show that you can be become very nurturing and supportive to yourself. Jupiter in the 2nd house, which is correlated with the things connected to us, can show that we are learning more about what we need for ourselves and how to make that happen in our experiences. When we think about Jupiter and rulership of the 10th house as well, whatever we're learning, whatever path we're going down can become a new vocation for us, a new career path, how we're seen in the world for the things that we choose to do. So notice how all this shows up in relationships for you and your career, and how you're supporting yourself first, Gemini rising. For Cancer rising, you are experiencing this full moon in Sagittarius in the 6th house, which is the house of work, health of the physical body, or health of the mind, and the ability to be of service to others. Having Jupiter moving through the 1st house for Cancers can show order over oneself, identity and body and expression, but can also show that there can be growth and abundance. And if we're not mindful and aware as Cancer rising, we could even begin to gain weight. Having Jupiter moving through the 1st house and rulership over the 9th house as well can show that there's something that we're moving towards. There's a form of wisdom that we're seeking, that we're learning about in order to change our identity, change our expression. Having that Mercury in conjunction with that Jupiter can show that this is the beginning of a reinvention of ourselves and how we choose to share ourselves with the world. And I just want to speak quickly to having Neptune and Saturn in the 10th house of career and public role, and a superior square to that Jupiter and Mercury in the 1st. It's like career is becoming an important standpoint in your life right now, and it's time to be more mindful and notice the opportunity to slow down and transform yourself in order to move into a career that really suits you and benefits you. And it's going to be through that culminating full moon of daily work, of service, of devotion towards this higher learning, this reinvention of yourself. For Cancer risings, moving to Leo rising, we are experiencing this one here, full moon in Sagittarius in the 5th house of creativity, of romance. It can be correlated with children here in this 5th house, but it's a time of letting go of something here. So maybe you've been doing multiple different things. You have many creative avenues. It's time to let go of one of them. Having Jupiter moving through the 12th house of our subconscious mind, the things we don't see about ourselves, it can bring more clarity, more order to our mind, more intuitive insight as to what direction we want to go and what we need to let go of in order to flourish in our endeavors. Jupiter is also ruling over the eighth house, Pisces here, but it is the karmic cycle and could be the end of a cycle that we've gone through in order to start a new one. It can also be correlated with the esteem of others, how our partner may see us in this case. So what are we learning about ourselves? How are our mirrors showing us ourselves? And what do we need to be more nurturing to the parts of ourselves that we've been disconnected from or ignoring as Leo risings? Notice where this is going to unfold for you. Looking into Virgo rising, this full moon is in the fourth house of home, family, and foundation. When we think about the fourth house in traditional astrology, it can also be correlated with the father. So this full moon is a time of possibly letting go of a place of stay, letting go of old ways of being, noticing things that you've grown up with, attitudes, ideals, beliefs that it's time to just let go of. This Jupiter in the 11th house of community and good fortune has rulership over this fourth house. So maybe you're meeting somebody in a community that you can connect with. Maybe, and let's look at the standpoint of having Mercury as the chart ruler, Virgo, in conjunction with Jupiter, which is the ruler of the seventh house. This can show that you may be meeting somebody, an intimate partnership, or possibly a business partnership that could be coming into your life. Makes me believe that could be more so intimate when the full moon is in the fourth house. Maybe it's a time of letting go of your place to stay to move in and connect with somebody new. And this can be coming from the 11th house. Not to say this is happening tomorrow, but Jupiter is going to be moving through your 11th house for a year. So maybe it's a very fruitful community that you're connecting with, possibly leading you to relationships that'll be beneficial for you for the long run. Notice how this comes up for you, Virgo rising. We'll move forward to experience Libra risings who will have this full moon in Sagittarius in the third house. The third house is considered to be the joy of the moon. The moon is the fastest moving planet we have here in the zodiac, and it likes to connect with all the different planets, intermingling and connecting to have different information. When we think about having a full moon here, a culmination point of time of letting go can be a transformation of our day-to-day experiences, connecting with the new people or our neighbors and siblings going in a different way. It's a possibility for many different changes to occur in your day when we have a full moon in the third house. Jupiter is in rulership over this full moon, and it's in the 10th house of career and public roles. So it can all be wrapped around your career, your vocation. Maybe you're getting into a new job that just transforms your entire day. When we think about Jupiter also having rulership over the 6th house of work, of health, and service, your daily devotion. And my teacher likes to say this is the house where you chop wood and carry water. So it's those daily devotional aspects that you are consistent with in order to achieve particular goals. So maybe something correlated to your daily work towards your career that'll be beneficial to you in a very nurturing and caring, supportive way. So notice what's coming up for you, Libra rising. Moving into Scorpio risings. If you're Scorpio rising, as a fellow Scorpio rising, happy to have you back here. We're experiencing this full moon in Sagittarius in the second house of skills, of talents, and abilities. It's also considered to be the place of our own self-esteem, how we see ourselves. Jupiter is in the ninth house of long distance travel, of higher learning, wisdom that we seek. It's important to note that having Jupiter here in the ninth house, Scorpio, gives you the opportunity to travel in the search of truth, the truth about yourself, the truth about what it means to be more nurturing and caring, more emotionally connected to yourselves and the people around you. This is just an invitation to allow yourself to be free, Scorpio rising. Go down that path and notice what comes up. Notice who you connect with in order to learn more about yourself. Jupiter is also in rulership of the fifth house of creativity, romance. It can also be correlated with children. So this is an opportunity to learn more about your own creative endeavors. Maybe taking that path, going on these long distance journeys can help you to see yourself in a different way that will aid and benefit your own creative capabilities. So live free, just like a Sagittarius, Scorpio rising. See what comes up. Sagittarius risings are experiencing this full moon in the first house. The first house is our identities, our bodies, expression. Having a full moon here is a time of letting go of all of that and changing it, experiencing something new in this way. It's important to note that Jupiter is moving through the eighth house of karma. So it's like the end of a karmic cycle. We're washing things away to begin something new. It's also correlated with the esteem of others, how our partners see us. We can also find a benefit through having Jupiter moving through the sign of Cancer. The nurturing and connected manner can show that we may even be experiencing like inheritance coming in from a father figure or something along those lines. Jupiter also rules the fourth house, which is correlated with the father. So maybe through the eighth house of transformation, of death, and rebirth, it's a possibility that you could be receiving money from somebody. And this is all coming from an opportunity to change yourself, to transform yourself. So let me know what comes up, Sagittarius rising. We're going to move forward to Capricorns. Capricorns are experiencing the full moon in Sagittarius in the 12th house. The 12th house is the place of exile. It's the place where we're separated or isolated from everyone else, like the place of meditation or a place of solitude. It's also considered to be the house of hidden enemies, but we can be seen as our own hidden enemies. So maybe the light's being shined on our experience to let us know where we need to change in order to make sure we're of support to our own selves. Having Jupiter moving through the seventh house of one-on-one relationships can show that it is our mirrors this year, our one-on-one relationships who will be beneficial to us. How we're connecting with them and communicating with them is an opportunity for us to see ourselves and notice what's beneficial, what's nurturing, loving, and caring, and what's not. Jupiter is also in rulership of the third house, Pisces, our day-to-day experience. So as we move through our daily experiences, we can notice that the people we frequent with, our neighbors, our siblings, or the short distance travel, everyone we come in connection with is an opportunity for us to see ourselves and notice the things about ourselves that weren't so prominent. So be mindful. Capricorn risings, notice what comes up, notice what is changing. Here's Aquarius risings experiencing the full moon in Sagittarius in the 11th house, the 11th house of community, of good fortune. And as Aquarius rising loves to be connected with the people around them, it's just an opportunity, a new opportunity to be connected to community in a different way. Not necessarily leaving community to go to a new one, but possibly just changing the way that you express yourself in community. Jupiter is moving through the sixth house for you in Cancer over this next year. It's the house of daily devotion, of chopping wood and carrying water, or work, health, and service. Are we providing service to that community? How are we sharing ourselves in a nurturing, loving, and caring way to be of support and be authentic to our own selves at the same time? It's important to note that as Aquarius risings who have Saturn as their chart ruler is moving to the third house. It's connecting with the Neptune right now in the third house of our day-to-day experiences. So whatever fantasies we've had that may have been confusing, Saturn's grounding these things down into a more serious action-oriented manner in a superior square to Jupiter in the sixth house. So our daily experiences are becoming a devotional practice of loving, nurturing, and caring towards a community that we can connect with. Aquarius risings, notice where this is coming up and how you can be of service. Lastly, we are looking into Pisces risings. Pisces risings is experiencing this full moon in the 10th house of Sagittarius, our vocation. It's how the world sees us, our career, our public role. And if we don't work, it's just how the world sees us. What are we known for? When we look at Jupiter, it's moving through the fifth house in Cancer. It's creativity, It's all things creation, procreation for children, recreation, our entertainment, the things that we do for fun, our creative aspects, the things that we build, that we create, that we want to share and express to the people around us. That Jupiter is also in support of ourselves. Jupiter is our own chart ruler. So our creative endeavors are showing ourselves, and having a full moon in the 10th house in Sagittarius may be an opportunity to let go of something, to start a new career based off of our own creative endeavors, or add to that career. So many different opportunities to be seen and shown. When we look at Mercury in conjunction with that Jupiter, it's important to notice that it's correlated with our one-on-one relationships, our foundation, our ability to see ourselves in a place of solitude in order to share ourselves intimately one-on-one with people, in order to also affect and benefit how the world sees us. So this is all coming through our creative endeavors. For Pisces risings, notice how this is going to unfold for you. And that brings our horoscopes to an end. Please remember to like the video. Please remember to subscribe if you haven't already. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. If you have any comments, I'd love to hear. I'd love to speak with you. If you want to book a reading, you can find me at aligned-astrology.com. This is Casey again with Aligned Astrology. Until the next time.